Stop 3. Wesley. We're standing now outside a very unprepossessing single-storey house opposite the graveyard. This is actually a Methodist meeting house. And the founder of Methodism, Reverend John Wesley, visited this house on a number of occasions.
John Wesley, one of the founders of the Methodist Church, visited Ireland about 3 times towards the end of the 18th century. Eventually then there was a group of Methodists in Daingean or Phillipstown, and they founded a church or meeting house here in Daingean, what we see here in front of us. There were actually 2 Methodist meeting houses, but this one has survived. It was built about 1820 and survived with a small congregation up to about 1912 when it was sold off, and Methodists were actually, they had died out by that time in the area. Here to the right of the Methodist meeting house is the surviving old school, which was built in 1912. It was the Girls' National School. It was a 2 classroom building. The boys' school was right next to it, but that has not survived. This school, of course, survived up to 1965. What we see here is a traditional national school with all its original features, and it's very well preserved, and at the moment now it's a community centre. If we move down further to the right, we see the Catholic Church, which was built in 1960. This was preceded by a building which was built at the time the canal came to Daingean in 1796, because we have a record that they looked for financial support for the building of the church, and the canal company in actual fact refused monetary aid, but they granted them the transport of stone to build the church. This church was called the Church of St. Philip Neri, and it survived up to 1960 when it was replaced by the present church.
We'll head back down past the graveyard and the belfry again. And as you reach the belfry, look across the square to the community office. This is the area where a well-known local priest, Father Andrew Mullen, lived. His grave is out in Kildare graveyard, about a mile from Daingean, on the road to Croghan. He died over 200 years ago, but his grave is believed to have healing powers.